It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Toronto Raptors. For the Raptors, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. And last season, the Raptors were right in the thick of things in the East. They showed that they aren't far away from perhaps making a serious run at a title. Shaq, what is that team missing?
I know you guys, especially Kenny over there, think this is a small ball league now, but I'm still a firm believer of inside out. They still need a consistent inside threat to take them to that next level, in my opinion. You know, they got some big-time scoring at the guard spots, but they have trouble with teams that work inside out.
Well, I don't think there's a big difference between the Raptors and elite teams. I think they have everything that they need. You know, Kyle Lowry, DeRozan, and the rest of that cast have really put together a nice run. I like this team.
And that is that. Just about time to tip this thing off. We'll see you later.
Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. They're just off a road trip, and the Wizards are looking to settle back here at home. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. Last year, they were humiliated in their matchup, losing every game in 4 tries.
And here we go, the first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
You know, right out of the gates, one team gets a lead with the head-to-head advantage, bragging rights, if you will, over the other. And tonight, it starts.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. The explosive pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the backcourt. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Ross in at the 3 slot. They get it again. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Raptors shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And the first one drops. And the former 5th overall pick back in the 2011 draft, Valanciunas is still only scratching, people feel, the surface of his true potential.
And he's had a few bouts with the injury bug, Kevin, but when he's right, He's a load. Struggles defending on the perimeter, but his rebounding and rim protection have gotten more nasty as he's matured.
And the Washington Wizards last season, Doris, 41 up and 41 down, and they ended up missing the playoffs for the first time in 3 seasons.
And remember, Kevin, this was a team that had made it to the second round and looked like a factor. And injuries played a role, and the East got better. And a new coaching staff will see if they can get back on the winning track. Boy, when you see Markieff Morris, you can't help but think about what went down in Phoenix with him. There certainly was some fighting going on between him and other teammates. He demanded a trade several times, eventually just taken out of the rotation, even though his skill was good enough to be on the floor.
The drive by Lowry. Morris with the rebound. DeRozan against Beal. Pass to Wall. Let's go. No good that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. With Morris and his Phoenix exit, eventually, Doris, he was traded to the Wizards, and that was a move that was probably best for everyone involved.
Right, Kevin. It made you wonder why they didn't do it sooner. Things started to go south in Phoenix when Markieff felt betrayed by the organization for trading his brother away. And luckily, all that's in the past, and Markieff can focus on just playing basketball.
Here is Lowry. After the basket by Washington, he feeds it to DeRozan. Fires the three. Boards out with the rebound.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Such a wide open look. Beal's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Porter with the steal. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Morris with the ball. It's tipped. Porter with the steal. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. And Wall with the slam.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And they're doing it by working the ball inside and getting those high-quality looks in the paint. That's been their recipe.
And here are the Raptors now after the basket by Washington. Sullinger, screen on Wall. The shot by Lowry, no good. And the Wizards with possession. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Raptors trail by 10. To the inside, Valanciunas. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
If you're the coach, you hope it's a wake-up call. Get them to tighten things up on the inside and start protecting the rim with a little bit more authority.
Now here's Beal. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game. You know, I think with the injuries that Bradley Beal has had to deal with in his career, it has taken a toll on his development. He's never played a full season in the NBA, and it's pretty hard to maximize your game when you're always fighting back from injury.
And that one falls for Beal. With Beal, he said himself that he might need to be on a minute restriction for the rest of his career. Doris, that's not a good sign.
No, it's not, Kevin. In the past, Beal has played quite a bit every time he's been available, so this would be a tough adjustment if that happens. For Beal, you need to do whatever it takes to stay healthy on the floor. He's a big-time talent, but he can't help his team if he's injured more often than not.
Well, Doris, as you try to evaluate teams here in the early going and try to predict what kind of season they might have, what do you personally look for?
Well, I think early on I want to see what kind of defensive habits they're building. Are they championship defensive habits? Are they giving multiple efforts? And then who are they on the offensive end? What's their identity? How do they win? What's their go-to move when times get tight?
Well, for Bradley Beal, he's just an incredible three-point shooter, and Doris always has been since he came into the league out of Florida after growing up in the St. Louis area.
Well, think about this, Kevin. Beal has never averaged less than 4 three-point attempts a game in his career. This is one of the most consistent three-point threats in the NBA, and his shot is effortless. With how well this guy shoots, you almost wish he could shoot more often and see how far he can take his game.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The Wizards second.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
Valanciunas in the high post. Here's Sullinger. Washington with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
Every offensive system is designed to create good looks. But if guys are distracted or freelancing, high percentage opportunities are tough to come by.
Here's DeRozan after the basket by Washington. Valanciunas in the high post. And again, no good by Toronto.
Boy, the defense can't be so relaxed when he has a look like that.
And Wall kicks to Gortat. Pass to Beal. Now the feed to Morris. A fader. No good there. And Toronto will come the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, and you love how both teams gave it everything they had through the end of regulation. But in OT, only one side had something in the tank.
And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That is his first foul of the game. Raptors trail by 12. Inside, here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
You know, the accuracy on that assist was perfect. He hit him in the dead run, exactly where it needed to be.
Inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. Ross is running. DeRozan's shot is off.
You know, he's had a tough quarter shooting the ball, but one thing you have to give him, he's fighting out there.
Gortat, the pass to Porter. From downtown. It's tipped. And that one goes out of bounds. That's touched by Porter.
Let's see some numbers here on Kyle Lowry. Last season, he played outstanding. 4th in steals, 12th in assists, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
Now here is Lowry. 14 points from him the last game against Denver.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Wizards leading by 8. And Wall kicks to Morris. Ball's knocked loose. Beal dishes to Gortat. Here's Morris. Off target from the wing.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
2 shots.
It's on
Foul.
Jared Sullinger.
2.
We all know John Wall has been the subject of media scrutiny during his tenure in D.C. and so much expected out of him that when the team comes up short, obviously the blame falls on him.
Gentlemen,
he is the leader, but sometimes it
shot.
feels as if he's the only player to get blamed.
And that one falls for Wall. Well, with Wall and the media, Wall himself said that he'll make sure to read every critical piece about him. The thinking is, Dorsey can't just read articles when you're playing well. He'll use any criticism as motivation.
And isn't that, Kevin, exactly what the great players do? They find motivation wherever they can. And I think you have to give credit to John Wall for not shying away from criticism, right? What makes you get better other than when people are challenging you?
And the Raptors, they've come a long way over the past few years in terms of their competitiveness.
And what I like about the Raptors, front office. They're unafraid to reshape the team when things aren't quite working. 2 years ago, they were much more about offense than defense. Last year, they were an upper echelon defensive team, even if the offense suffered a little bit.
Patterson, that's good.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
That's an excellent finish on the break, getting all the way to the cup for an easy one.
Beal against DeRozan, and the jam by Beal.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Toronto calls timeout. Of course, you've talked to so many and heard a lot of insight on which coaches in the NBA have the most impact on the game. You've coached, you've played. Gather it in for us. Give us a compass on this topic.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because you can go in a lot of different directions. You look at a guy like Doc Rivers, who because he played, seems to be this natural affinity of the players. You talk about a player's coach, understands relationships, won a championship in Boston, convinced a group of offensive-minded guys like Paul Pierce and Ray Allen that they needed to play defense to the level of Kevin Garnett. You also look at a guy like Eric Spoelstra, who, though he is young, paid his price to come up through the ranks, talks about spending years in that dark, dank Miami video operations room. But when guys like Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Doug Collins are complimenting you as a young guy in Eric Spoelstra, I'm thinking he's got a pretty good future.
Are you surprised when good coaches don't win in the league?
Yes, but I think so much goes into winning. You have to remain healthy, and over the course of an 82-game schedule, that's hard. You've got to have great organizational strength, Kevin. We know that now ownership and general managers have to be as strong as the head coach. And listen, there's luck. You know, sometimes injuries play a part in who you match up against and who you don't. There's so much to winning.
Wonderful insight.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Not only can he make plays for others, he can take it upon himself to finish.
Now, here is Lowry. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And even 3-on-3 break. He lobs it up. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Raptors trail by 6. Ross passes to Lowry. The wide open look here for DeRozan. From outside, off the mark.
And this is the thing. They're trying to battle back, but his erratic shooting is really hurting.
Outside, Wall. He dishes it to Gortat. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The 3. It's John Wall with the rebound. Wizards leading by 6. Earlier, David Aldridge spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. Dave, what'd you find out?
Well, Kevin, he said for them to be successful, they have to act like, and I quote, a swarm of angry bees, unquote, every time the ball goes into the post. If they don't, he thinks they're going to be in for a long night. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw good. Porter.
Well, 2016 guys saw a great stride for Otto Porter in his career. He got off to that slow start, remember, the first 2 years. But finally, when he got consistent minutes, he answered nicely. Career highs across the board for him, and you can see why this team thinks he's got a bright future.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Smith comes in for Morris. Satoransky's checked in for Beal. And Trey Burke subbed in for John Wall. And with Porter, so many were quick to dismiss his place, Doris, in the NBA after a few slow years to start his career.
And I think, Kevin, that goes back to where he was picked in the draft, 3rd overall. And when you're a top 3 pick, fans want instant production. And Porter was always the kind of player that needed time to adjust to this league. Luckily, the organization believed in him, stuck with him. He's made huge improvements across the board.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And Joseph kicks to Pirtle.
And the 7-footer, Jakob Poeltl, a smooth, fluid athlete for his size. And he's got tremendous bloodlines, guys. Both of his parents were members of the Austrian national volleyball team.
The Raptors have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one at the line is good.
And Poeltl is a massive guy, someone that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks at the bucket.
Oubre is checked in for Washington. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Satoransky. 11 points for him in that last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Mahimi is screen. And Satoransky kicks to Burke. There's the pass to Satoransky. Poeltl with the steal. Fast break Toronto. Back to Joseph. He kicks it to Powell. Feeds to Joseph. A floater. Bucket is good. Joseph's got his first points of the night. And Poeltl picking basketball over volleyball. I guess you could say it worked out for him.
Yeah, I mean, they said growing up in Vienna, there wasn't a good youth volleyball program nearby, so he just went with hoops. And standing 7-1, I'd have to say it's worked out pretty good for the big fella.
Burke can't get it to go. Raptors trail by 6. Here's Patterson. The quick look, no good that time.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
Burke, the pass to Satoransky. Back to Burke. Screen by Smith. Here's Satoransky. Second chance shot. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Wizards.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended three-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
And he knocks down the first one. And for the Wizards, health has been a problem. Last season, the 3rd most games missed Doris to injury in the league.
And Kevin, think about this. A player like John Wall, who managed to stay on the floor, he was hampered by injury. And they say the best ability is availability. Like any team, the Wizards need to be close to full strength to really be successful.
Smith hits them both.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Raptors trail by 8. Now Powell. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Denver. Now here's Joseph. Defense right on him. Shot clock at 6. Caboclo kicks to Patterson. From about 16. Rebound by the Wizards. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter. And it's slammed in by Smith.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, they hit the ground running, and not just on the offensive end. Their defense has been brilliant as well.
Now here's Powell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Got a piece of it. Here's Satoransky. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
Boy, they have a chance to put an end to this one before it even really gets started. That's how good their offense has been.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Well, of course, 2 Canadian teams were born to the NBA in '95. But back in 2001, the Vancouver Grizzlies became the Memphis Grizzlies, leaving the Toronto Raptors as the sole Canadian survivor. And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter. on the inside.
Wizards leading by 11. Now here's Burke. His last outing, he had 8 points. Smith kicks to center answer. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. What's interesting about the Raptors and Grizzlies when they first entered the league, the Grizzlies were actually the team that seemed to be on the track for big things. But lately, the tables have really turned.
Yeah, and what's surprising to me is that as we've tried to appeal to more people in more countries with our game, we still have only one franchise located outside of the U.S., and that's the Raptors. The NBA is seeing a rejuvenation in revenues, but if we want that growth to maximize, we may need to try and broaden our international horizon.
And Washington has possession. The Raptors getting the bucket on the clock. Wizards need to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Seven seconds left to play in the first quarter. A floater. Here's Pirtle. And the rejection by Mahinmi. But he stays with it. And so the first quarter is in the books. Wizards out front, leading by 9. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And John Wall spoke prior to the game. He talked about the identity of the Wizards team.
Defensively, just being that gritty and grimy team that makes it tough for teams to score in their paint. I think we can be a very great team.
The Wizards not exactly the first team that you think of when it comes to gritty and grimy team defense, but maybe he's really got a point here in how tough the Washington defense can be.
And you don't get there without the defense. I'm especially impressed that Wall has that mindset.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Boy, they have not been caught out of position much, and they're taking great angles to the ball. I love what I'm seeing tonight.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Jared Sullinger is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Ross in at the small forward. Here's Smith. It's deflected out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. John Wall's checked in for Trey Burke. And Toronto also making a switch. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Powell. To the middle. Here's Mahinmi. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Mahimi's got his first 2 points of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Sullinger. To the middle. Trying to find Ross and gets it to him. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Kelly Oubre. Well, we've seen a lot of players come and go on the NBA, Doris, and for the players that have a great career, what is the common aspect that threads these great players in your mind together?
2 things, talent and work ethic.
Well said. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Gortat's checked in for Mahinmi. Markieff Morris comes in for Jason Smith. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Oubre. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Satoransky. And both free throws good for Ross. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Morris a screen to the paint. It's stolen by Sullinger. And DeRozan kicks to Joseph. Here's Valanciunas, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
This guy is getting after it on the offensive glass. Nice job to cash in on the second chance points.
Outside, Wall. Inside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 3-pointers off the mark. Raptors trail by 5. For 3, Ross. Offensive rebound. Sullinger with the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Gortat dishes to Beal. Morris a screen. Off the screen. Wall with another miss.
He really made that shot harder than it needed to be, and coach is not happy with that choice.
DeRozan passes to Joseph. Back to DeRozan. The 9-foot shot. And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, a bit over eager right there. Left his feet too early.
And Toronto making a change here. Lowry's checked in. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The offensive rebound. Count it. Sullinger's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This guy puts yeoman's work on the glass. He works so hard to get second chance opportunities.
The Wizards have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. And Wall kicks to Porter. Down low. It's tipped. Here's Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Well, there's the intensity of Morris. Playing angry, finishing through contact. Nice.
Raptors trail by 3. Outside Lowry. Ross kicks to Valanciunas. DeRozan on the wing. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. The Wizards have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Porter in the corner. Good on the 3-point shot. Now it's a 6-point Wizards lead.
He got himself into space behind the arc, and the D never picked him back up. Boy, you can't lose him.
Lowry from outside. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got his 5th rebound in this one. Morris. Lowry with the ball. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Gortat with the block.
The swat by Gortat. He doesn't chase blocks, but he can send them back.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials on the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And last season, John Wall said he felt that he is a top 3 point guard in the NBA. While he certainly is up there, that is a pretty bold statement to make. So that being said, Doris, where do you feel he falls?
Well, you know, this is an interesting time in the NBA. Some call it the golden age of point guards, and most will agree he is a top 6 or 7 point guard and has some areas he can improve on. And with how his career arc is trending, I would say he's very close to being a top 3 point guard in the league, just not quite there yet.
So he gets them both. And the Wizards looking to build a new practice facility south of the Verizon Center on the grounds of the former St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Doors expected to be completed in 2018.
And Kevin, this is a project that will include housing and retail space, a 5,000-seat arena for the women's basketball team. Nice to see some development in a neighborhood, Ward 8, that could use the extra tax dollars.
And let's briefly take a look at the stats for Wall. Great showing for him last season. Around 20 points per game last season, 10 assists and 5 rebounds. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
No good on that one. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know. That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
Now, here's Wall. 14 points from him the last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Here's Lowry. After marching Gortat's bucket, there's the pick. Kicks it to DeRozan. Puts it up from 15. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 4th assist in this one. Left side, Wall. To the inside, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. 3rd, John Wall.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Lowry against Wall. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
You know, that's a nice trip for them. Getting that nice, close look in tight, high percentage shot.
Beal can't get it to go.
Might have overthought that. Not sure how he missed that one, guys.
Dishes to DeRozan. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Here's Sullinger. Here's Valanciunas. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
76% from the line a season ago.
So it's Washington now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. There's a screen by Gortat. Outside, Beal. Baseline try. It's stolen by DeRozan. 18 feet out. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. DeRozan's got it all tied up now for Toronto. Wizards have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. There's a screen by Gortat. Right side, Wall. The dish to Morris. Left side, Beal. Pass to Porter. 5 to shoot. And again, Washington, no good. Toronto's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. No good from Ross.
Well, no threes for him in the second after drilling one in the first.
Beal.
Oh, my God.
That's how you attack.
Wow, how'd he do that? How about putting on a show? Bradley Beal, the aerial improvisation.
Now here's DeRozan. 17 points for him last game against Denver.
Now you have to consider how great he was at challenging the defense and opening up space for his teammates. There's no question he's one of the more gifted offensive players in this league. More evidence of that right here.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And one reason why Otto Porter saw a huge increase in his role is that, Doris, he was able to develop a three-point shot that had teams, giving him a lot of respect, and then they had to adjust to. He was always strong going to the rim, but now defenses had to follow him out to that three-point line.
Well, as you know, Kevin, having a consistent three is such a big deal now for perimeter players. Porter at 6'8" has a smooth release and no problem shooting over the arms of smaller defenders who might rotate to him. And he's developed a nice little pull-up shot. If teams ever overextend, he can just step back and knock down a two.
And Washington making a change here. Burks is checked in, and then for Toronto. Pirtle, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Sullinger. And it's Caboclo in for Terrence Ross. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Burke kicks to Gortat. Outside, Beal. to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. And they're running. Here's Caboclo. That falls. Nice speed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 6th assist on the night. And Beal kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Gortat. Lets it go from 11. And Pirtle pulls it down. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul goes against Toronto. Well, you just have to love the motor of Gortat. Always is moving to open space doors, keeping the defense on their toes. And when the ball goes up, you know he's going to be crashing.
Well, I think, Kevin, you would agree that very few other big men move as much as Gortat. He's got great timing on when to dive in for a rebound, and his movement creates so much chaos for opponents. And I think it also opens up opportunities for the guys around him.
That free throw, no good.
I really believe this is one of the top up-and-coming 2 guards in the NBA, Bradley Beal.
Norman Powell's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And the second free throw, good. Here's Toronto now. They're on a 14-5 run here. And here is Powell. Five on the clock. The Raptors need to get a shot off. From deep. And no good. And Washington the other way now.
And what a struggle it has been yet to convert a single shot. Oh! Well, go ahead and just hammer it home, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
You know, you love it when he plays big. Overpowering move right there.
On the free throw, no good. Wizards trail by 3. And Beal kicks to Gortat. And Gortat with the stuff.
I'd say he did the high jump in his youth, and Gortat showing off his leaping ability.
Now here is Lowry. Burke covering. In the corner, it's Patterson. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Burke. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Porter passes to Morris. The 11-footer, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Boy, his shot looks so much more fluid this quarter, hitting at a much better clip. Well, just watch Markieff Morris play, and you can see why he's such a threat in the front court. He's got the size and speed to guard either the 3 or the 4, and that gives you options as a coach defensively. Very smooth, easy jump shot. This is a really talented big.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Toronto. And Morris isn't shy about letting it fly from deep. Not the most consistent shooter from range, but Doris, he'll make you pay if you leave him alone, and he'll certainly keep you honest defensively.
Well, I think, Kevin, when Morris plays and moves, it just looks like he is a shooting guard with the fluidity of motion. You almost forget that he's a legit 6'10" because of the ease he has putting the ball on the deck to create a shot. There are not a lot of players his size as comfortable doing the moves he does to get open and find looks.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Smith comes in for Morris. Oubre's checked in for Porter. And Satoransky subbed in for Beal. Wizards trail by 3. Now Burke. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
He negated size difference through sheer determination. He wasn't going to let a few extra inches bother him.
Caboclo kicks to Powell. Patterson, the screen, goes up off the pick, and the dunk by Powell.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Smith. Toronto's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. The feed to Patterson. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Out left to the wing. Here's Satoransky. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Satoransky's got 6 points.
And how about that for a response?
Didn't take them any time to get those 3 points back. That's the shot they wanted.
Here's Caboclo. 1:07 left now here in the second. Patterson dishes to Joseph. Unloads from 13. Off the left rim and out. Washington has gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Patterson can't get it to go.
I thought for sure he would hit that shot, but his release didn't look good.
Mahinmi with the screen for Burke. Here's Oubre. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Raptors with the lead. Ball's knocked loose. Oubre with the steal. Burke, the pass to Satoransky. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And this will be his 2nd and 3rd shots at the line here.
2 shots.
That one is off. That one misses. And for the Raptors, they're shooting 47% in the second quarter. They get the rebound. Washington trailing. Pass to Smith. And the pass to Satoransky. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Patterson. It doesn't go for him. In a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Raptors lead by 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Jonas Valanciunas. You have been in the zone so far. What has your approach been down low in the paint?
I'm just playing my game. Kyle Lowry doing a great job passing the ball, so, it's good to play like that.
Starts with inside-out play, right? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first quarter was a difficult one for Toronto. They were searching for some kind of spark as they had to contend with what had grown to a 13-point deficit for them in the period. The second quarter went a lot better for them, and they got right back where they wanted to be before the half and now hold the 1-point lead. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
That's it for now, as the second half is just about ready to go. We, and I mean the three of us, will be right here after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, folks. A lot to see in that shot from high above Washington, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Lincoln Memorial. That is one heck of a view. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Well, he's given us every reason to anticipate big scoring outbursts, and tonight no exception.
So it's Washington now, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward, and it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. There are a lot of great things that Gortat does on the floor, Doris, but you feel that he doesn't sometimes get enough credit for his rebound.
Well, I think you'd probably concur with that, Kevin, because year after year, Gortat is near the top of the league in rebounding. This guy's one of the best at tipping the ball to himself to secure the rebound. And not only does he get a lot, Kevin, but he does it in limited amounts of time. There are a lot of guys getting a lot more minutes at that position.
Now, here's Wall after Jared Sullinger's miss, and Wall kicks to Beal. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal dishes to Porter. Good work defensively by Lowry.
He has the skills to finish that. I cannot believe he blew it.
Ross against Porter. Screen by Valanciunas. Pulls up on the wing. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Ross has got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Not the strongest play defensively, though. I mean, he was taken out by that screen far too easily.
Now, here is Lowry. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Lowry against Wall. Inside, it's deflected. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. Gortat with the rebound. It's a close game here in Washington. All with it. Lowry picks him up. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Struggling coming out of the break, just 1 for 4.
DeRozan gets the bucket. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Now here's Beal. 10 points for him. He dishes it to Gortat. Porter, a screen on Valanciunas. Here's Beal. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Beal's got 12 points in the game.
Bradley Beal is rolling.
Lowry against Wall. Feeds it to DeRozan. Top of the key. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 11 points for John Wall.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. And that one drops. And the Raptors lead by 1.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Morris a screen. Wall dishes to Morris. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 10 points for him.
Oh, Morris making things look easy right now. What a rhythm.
Wall with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And Gortat kicks to Beal. It's Morris atop the key. Down low. And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Morris. Wall's got 5 points now this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Sullinger kicks to DeRozan. Beal with the steal. Right side Wall. It's stolen by Lowry. To the inside. Raptors get it back. No good from Valanciunas.
Yeah, terrific all-around effort from the defense. They were not going to let him finish over them.
And it's Wall in the corner. And again, Washington with the triple.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
They set the screen. Pass to DeRozan. From deep. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
1 made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of. If you don't want your pocket picked, here are last season's steals leader. 4th, Kyle Lowry.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
And the first one drops.
I think the thing I like best about Otto Porter, his versatility and long arms, because it allows him to impact the game in so many ways.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Raptors trail by 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
For Washington, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And a missed layup.
He's been off and on tonight, and that one didn't fall for him, but they still hold the advantage in this one.
He kicks it to Beal. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
That's your home. That's the area you simply have to protect.
For the Wizards, Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Smith comes in for Morris, and Satoransky subbed in for Porter. Lowry with the ball. Screened by Valanciunas. Sullinger with the bucket. And here's Wall. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle. No good from Ross. Washington leading now by 5. Smith the pass to Satoransky. From about 19 feet. Smith no luck. Toronto shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. And Lowry gets it to go.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defender.
Washington's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. And Wall kicks to Smith. Mahinmi a screen. There's Beal with the 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got his 16th rebound on the night. Outside DeRozan. To the paint. It's tipped. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut to just one on the basket from Valanciunas.
Boy, the feed inside has got to be perfectly placed and net some 2 points. That's nicely done.
Lowry dishes to Sullinger. No good off the back of the rim. Washington with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Mahinmi, a screen on Lowry. Beal, that's for two. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960.
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
I like the stoppage in the action. Regroup, devise a new strategy moving forward.
In a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Powell, the pass to Joseph. Kicks to Powell. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Pirtle. Bank shot. No good. The Wizards with the lead. Here is Mahinmi. Oubre kicks to Burke. Pass to center on Steve. 6 to shoot. They need this one. That shot is off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Powell for 3, and the 3 ball is good. Powell's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Burke, the pass to center on Skeet. Mahinmi a screen. Back to Burke. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Back to Joseph. Pass to Caboclo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time. So they'll shoot 2 right here. He's 0 of 1 from the line, missing on his first trip. And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Wizards trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Smith sets the pick for Burke. And the pass to Satoransky to end the run. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, with the score this close, guys, I am shocked at the lack of defensive aggressiveness. That has to be shored up.
Here's Patterson after the basket by Washington. Here's the screen. Joseph dishes to Patterson. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Taking a look here at numbers for Joseph, how he did last season. Averaged 8 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
In the corner, it's Oubre. Mahimi kicks to Burke. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. The Raptors third.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
Stolen by Joseph. 1:56 left in the third. Back to Powell. Joseph up top. 6 on the shot clock. The jump hook and off the front iron, and in it goes. Pirtle's got the lead up to 4 now for the Raptors. Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Burke kicks to Smith. They get a hand on it. Oh, and here comes Joseph all alone. That one goes. Count it. Joseph's got 6 points.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Now here's Oubre, and there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That's his first foul. Washington with the ball. They trail by 6. And that one's good. Burke's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, that's obviously some defensive miscommunication there, as he gets a wide open look at the 3.
Powell kicks to Caboclo. Dishes it to Pirtle. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot.
Good.
The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
31.
And Jakob Pirtle enters the NBA after 2 seasons at the University of Utah. Last season, he won the Pac-12 Player of the Year, as well as awards for the best center and low post player in college basketball.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity to play in Europe instead, but he thought the college route would be a nice experience. Certainly the exposure didn't hurt, and he made demonstrable improvement from year 1 to year 2.
And Satoransky kicks to Oubre. Powell with the steal. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. From 11 feet away, offensive rebound. The layup missed.
As long as he makes his presence known, sometimes that's all it takes to change the shot.
Now Burke, he's got 5. Screen by Smith. Burke kicks to Satoransky. Puts up a 3. He doesn't hit that one. And we've reached the end of the third. The Raptors out in front as they wrap up the third quarter with a huge surge, an 18-5 run. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Get the pass, attack. Pass, attack. But down there, we got to get stopped.
Dwayne Casey focusing on ball movement, finishing strong, but also getting it done on D.
Yeah, getting stops and then taking care of the boards. It's only working if you get control of the basketball.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Lowry and DeRozan, the core of this team at the guard spots. Jared Sullinger is out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 down low. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Now listen, we know this guy plays a physical brand of basketball. Gortat is going to make the officials make a call.
Taking 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
How about Gortat, guys? Really an ambassador for his home country of Poland. He loves that cultural exchange. And how about this? Speaks 4 languages.
And the Wizards making a change here. Beal's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Raptors leading by 5. Now here's Lowry. Sullinger is screen on Wall. Lowry passes to Sullinger. Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Valanciunas has got 20 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Outside, Wall. And Beal kicks to Gortat. Back to Beal. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Well, one of the biggest names in free agency GA this past offseason was DeMar DeRozan. Many in Toronto feared he would leave the team, but he re-upped with the Raptors on a huge deal.
Yeah, and DeRozan spoke about loyalty to the franchise when he announced he wanted to return to Toronto. It's the only team he's ever played for his entire career, and easy to be loyal when you are getting almost $30 million a year. So it's a great contract for DeRozan.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Beal. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Outside Lowry. The dish now to Ross. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Valanciunas against Gortat. Toronto working the ball around now.
You know, he clearly hasn't been as sharp as usual, but they're still scoring as a team.
Misses from the corner. And Wall kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Gortat. Fades back. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Sullinger's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Lowry. And there's the feed to DeRozan. Gortat against Valanciunas. It's John Wall with the rebound. Wizards trail by 4. Beal drives in, and that one is good. Beal's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Oh, that's a tough finish by Beal, undaunted by the D.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. He's looking for Sullinger and finds him. And that one drops.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
One shot.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Wall dishes to Beal. Back to Wall. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Now, he's only 6'4" in height, but 6'9" in wingspan. Wall has elite size and speed at the point guard position.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Lowry against Wall. Just 5 on the clock. DeRozan passes to Ross. Beyond the arc. That's good from Lowry on the assist from Ross. Lowry's got the lead up to 7 now for the Raptors.
Found a little room behind the arc and didn't wait around. He just let it fly right in your eye.
What a way to do it. All with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Back to Wall. To the inside. It's stolen by Sullinger. Inside. Here's Valanciunas. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Sullinger, no good. The Wizards have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Poke loose.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
Raptors leading by 7. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. He dishes it to DeRozan. Here's Sullinger, and Sullinger missing.
He looked like he rushed that look. Just needs to take his time, and the shot is there.
Beal dishes to Gortat. From deep, Wall hits the three-point bomb. Wall's got 4 points now in the quarter.
If he consistently makes that three-point shot, John Wall's game, to me, is MVP caliber.
Outside Lowry. Feeds to DeRozan. Pulls it from the elbow. You can't get that one. Great D that time from Beal. Wizards trail by 4. Outside, Wall. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
No, and it looked like he got a bit ahead of himself and just couldn't pull back.
Now here is Lowry. Here's Ross. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Washington's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And Beal kicks to Wall. Wall missing again. Raptors leading by 6. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Dishes it to Valanciunas. Passes it to DeRozan. Back to Valanciunas. Count it. Good. Valanciunas has got 22 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Wall. Gortat and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
And DeMar DeRozan, kind of a throwback, you know, for this day and age when we talk so much about the three-point shot, because he's not a guy that's going to bomb you to death from deep. He's a high flyer who's going to attack the rim and get to the free throw line. And to me, that's extremely important, because the more attempts at the line you get, the more opportunities you have to set your defense. And so he beats people with that polished mid-range game and shoots an incredible number at that line. And those are reasons why this guy continues to improve and become one of the best at that off-guard position.
And he's good on the second. And looking at how DeRozan gets his points last season, Greg, he made great strides in becoming a more efficient shooter.
Yeah, and for a guy who didn't take a lot of threes, the field goal accuracy wasn't all that great for a number of seasons. But last year, DeRozan was more patient, took better shots. He also became more of a conscientious playmaker, which his teammates, no doubt, appreciate.
And Beal kicks to Wall. Pass to Morris. Nice ball movement by Washington. And it's Gortat finishing it off.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
And you can blame it on a terrible defensive breakdown, one that could possibly swing the momentum here.
And so here's Toronto after the basket by Washington. No good off the front iron. Porter with it. He kicks to Beal. And here is Gortat. Outside, Wall. And again, Washington with the triple.
Add another triple to their second half total.
I mean, since the break, they've been unconscious from distance.
DeRozan against Beal. And Sullinger kicks to Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's up a 3. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Beal. Washington's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Outside, Wall. Kicks it to Gortat. To tie it up. They grabbed their own miss. No good. That would have tied it. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. DeRozan with it. Now Beal defending. Here's Sullinger. They need this one. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And he makes the first. Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Wizards trail by 4. Outside, Wall. And the rejection by Valanciunas. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's the 3. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Patterson. Patterson's got 5 assists tonight. Here is Wall. At the elbow, Gortat. And good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls. Gortat's got 9 points now in just the second half. Raptors leading by 5. Outside DeRozan. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. And there's the pass to Patterson. No good that time. Now Washington takes it the other way. Here's Porter. Again, the Wizards score.
Otto Porter with the big-time delivery, getting his team buckets in crucial moments.
Outside Lowry. From past the arc. Washington with the rebound. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Lowry against Wall. Left side Lowry. Patterson dishes to Lowry. Back to Patterson. Down low. And it's DeRozan missing.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
I'll tell you what, though, he'll take that every time. That's a great look.
Beal can't get it to go.
And you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he's reliable on defense. Doesn't allow a shooter any separation to get comfortable.
Now here's Beal. Porter, no luck. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
Wizards trail by 3. Wall wide open. The offensive rebound. Here's Beal. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. .141 left in the fourth quarter. And another miss by Washington. Raptors leading by 3. There's the dish to Valanciunas. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Valanciunas has got 26 points.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
Gortat, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
A critical bucket for them. Gortat answering the bell.
Beal against DeRozan. Beal with the steal. Jumps up and finished off by Beal.
With the pressure on, Bradley Beal at his absolute best.
1:10 left here in the fourth quarter. And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 3.
That's picture-perfect timing on that play on the part of both the passer and the cutter.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
59 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Washington's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway.
I like the mentality by Beal. Takes it inside, mixes it up a little bit. Nice.
Shooting for Washington, Bradley Beal.
Gets the first. That narrows the lead down to just 3. and he makes both free throws.
That's exactly who they want at the line, and he comes through again.
Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And DeRozan kicks to Love. To the middle. Here's Patterson.
Well, the tools, the instincts to do this on a more regular basis are certainly there for Markieff Morris. He gets every bit of that one.
Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
A quick basket and an even quicker fouls the play.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, that's how they can ensure this lead stays where it is. Keep knocking down those free throws.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And that's just a foolish mistake right there, guys.
Here's DeRozan. Valanciunas passes to Ross. And now we've got the intentional foul. It's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, you like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
No question. This is a teaching moment. They're just trying to come out of this with something positive.
In the corner, it's Oubre. Tries a 3. That shot off. Now, here's Joseph. Burke covering. Now Joseph. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kyle, you did it at both ends tonight. How would you assess your own game?
I just want to stop the basket, I want to do anything it takes to win, help my team win. Tonight, it was passing the ball, and my shot wasn't falling, but, I had too many turnovers, but I passed the ball well, and we got the win. That's all that matters.
Great job tonight, Kyle. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Jonas Valanciunas.
He was just having a ball out there, making big plays up and down the court. It didn't matter who or what defensive scheme was on him. He just took the challenge and gave you the full arsenal tonight.
This guy is efficient. He don't believe in taking bad shots. He's all about the high-quality shots. It makes him a powerful presence in the low post, and he can impact the game on the defense end, too. He takes a lot of pride in protecting the rim.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.